c'est lancé. Oui, c'est lancé. Très bien, je ne vois pas mon live, c'est super génial. Désolé désolé s'il y a des gens qui m'écrivent dans le chat, je ne vois pas mon live. Juste attends que ça se rafraîchisse, que le flux arrive. Mais c'est quoi cette merde? Il est où mon live? Mais mec, il est où?
You are looking at a live view of the Falcon Heavy. Yes, the Falcon Heavy on historic pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center, awaiting liftoff at 3:45 p.m. It's Lauren Lyons. I'm an engineer in our flight reliability department here at SpaceX, and I am so excited to be here with you today, along with my co-hosts, bringing you coverage of the first ever test flight of Falcon Heavy. At liftoff, Falcon Heavy is going to be the world's most powerful operational rocket by a factor of 2. And today is the day that we attempt to demonstrate that power. And because it is a test flight, there is no satellite customer on board the vehicle today, but the fairing is not empty. We do have some very interesting payloads going up on this flight that we'll talk about later on in the webcast. We'll also walk you through the mission profile because this ain't your typical Falcon launch. We've got 28 engines, 3 boosters, 3 separation vents, 3 landing attempts, and there's going to be a lot of activity happening all at once. So this test flight is bound to be exciting one way or another. All right, we've got a ton to walk you through today, so let's get going.
Hi, I'm Michael Hammersley, a materials engineer in avionics department. We're very excited. I'm sure you can hear it. To my right, we have a live view of Falcon Heavy on the pad at Kennedy Space Center. Falcon Heavy is essentially 3 Falcon 9 rockets all strapped together, which means it can carry much larger payloads not only to Earth orbit, but to the Moon and Mars as well. So like Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy is a 2-stage launch vehicle. The big difference is that the first stage in Falcon Heavy is comprised of 3 cores, while Falcon 9 has only 1. Now, each one of these 3 cores has 9 M1D engines, making for a total of 27 engines overall. Altogether, those engines produce 5 million pounds of thrust, which is equal to 18 747s in takeoff. In fact, the engines are producing so much power that we don't run them at full thrust all at once. So during ascent, Falcon Heavy will throttle its thrust up and down in both the side and the center cores in order.
J'attends. Ah non, j'ai pas le seul à avoir un problème.
At Cap Canaveral Air Force Station. More about that a bit later.
Ah putain, excusez-moi Mika. Donc là on entend la foule qui est contente par la Falcon Heavy. Elle est magnifique, elle est magnifique. Oh, magnifique, magnifique. Prenez des screens. Oh, elle est magnifique. Donc là il est en train d'expliquer le second étage.
Right at the very top there. The second stage is exactly the same as any other Falcon 9 flight, except we've loaded a bit more helium onto it this time. Now that second stage will be sending our payload way out into a Mars crossing orbit, which we'll also get into a bit later. But all in all, with a successful launch, Falcon Heavy is going to be the largest and most powerful operational rocket in the world. We're very excited to be launching it today. Let's check in on exactly how it's doing.
Good afternoon. I'm John Innsbrucker, the Falcon Principal Integration Engineer at SpaceX. We're currently at T-minus 17 minutes, 40 seconds and counting down. The good news that all systems are go for launch. We're working no problems with the SpaceX test flight of the Falcon Heavy launch vehicle. Now we're currently loading propellant on all 3 first stage boosters, and we began loading a couple
Dites-moi si vous voulez que j'augmente le son du live.
Now this is the same method that we use on the single core Falcon 9. It just scaled to handle 3 first stage boosters. Now we're loading liquid oxygen and kerosene. We do that because in order to support combustion, you need oxygen. And in the vacuum of outer space, there isn't any. So we bring our own liquid oxygen, chilled and densified. You may have heard densified in the past. That allows us to pack the maximum amount into the LOX tanks on the Falcon Heavy. Now our fuel is refined petroleum, RP1. That's essentially just a purified kerosene. It's a safe propellant, easily available, has a lot of history.
Donc apparemment dans ce noir, on est go pour le lancement. Donc, tous les feux sont ouverts.
You see on the monitor on the moon missions use kerosene and liquid oxygen. Now the big news this afternoon has been the weather, and we've eaten up most of our launch window.
Donc en haut à droite, on peut voir le temps qui reste, donc là il reste 16 minutes et 20 secondes. Et voilà, bon, je pense que vous avez compris, pour ceux qui sont habitués de la SpaceX, j'ai pas besoin de vous redire, mais pour ceux qui ne connaissent pas. Donc en bas, ce qu'on peut voir Start Stop, c'est le début des allumages des moteurs, des 27 moteurs Merlin. Ensuite on a Lift Off pour décollage. Ensuite on a Max Q, alors c'est la zone qui est différente pour chaque lanceur. C'est une zone où il y a la plus forte pression aérodynamique. Donc si je vais amener un lanceur, il doit avoir un gros problème. C'est là où ça va merde. Ensuite on a Booster Engine Cut-Off, donc ça c'est l'extinction des moteurs des boosters. Ensuite on a Meco Main Engine Cut-Off, c'est tous les moteurs qui s'éteignent. Ensuite on a Fairing Deploy, c'est déploiement de la coiffe, ce que vous pouvez voir sur l'écran de droite. Ensuite on a Booster Land, donc atterrissage des boosters. Stage 2, Shutdown. Et à la fin, Core Land, atterrissage du corps principal.
Now, when SpaceX was first founded in 2002, it was just a small group of engineers who believed that they could reduce the cost of exploring space, but had never actually built a rocket themselves. Now, Falcon 1 was the first rocket we developed, and it was pretty small relative to Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. While the Falcon Heavy on the right of your screen is over 230 feet tall, Falcon 1 stood only about 70 feet tall and could only carry about a half a ton to orbit. However, despite its small size, Falcon 1 served a very large purpose. It was our roadmap using modern technologies to engineer a vehicle that was not just more reliable, but was less expensive than alternatives. Now, we had 3 test flights of the Falcon 1 before we found success. But on that 4th Falcon 1 flight, it became the first privately developed liquid-fueled rocket to reach Earth orbit.
Pour ton commentaire, c'est plaisir.
Today, and SpaceX has had 49 successful rocket launches. We have recovered 21 first stages, and we have reflown.
Donc ça c'est la capsule Dragon qui alimente, qui ravitaille la station spatiale internationale. Donc ça c'est une Falcon 9 ce qui est plus basique. Oui, elle est dans la coiffe. Ah mais il ressemble à Astro Pire. Oula, elle ressemble à les... Oh. Ouais, sortez le popcorn.
At SpaceX, our primary goal is to enable people to live on other planets, most notably Mars. But it's hard to do this without dramatically lowering the cost of access to space. And the best way to accomplish that is to reuse as much of the rocket as possible. So we've been successful at landing and reusing Falcon 9 rockets for over 2 years now. And Falcon Heavy aims to continue this trend of reusability. So today, we'll be attempting to recover all 3 of the first stage cores by using
Donc les deux boosters, celui de gauche et celui de droite, ils vont atterrir pas très loin du site de lancement à Cap Canaveral. Et tandis que le booster central, enfin l'étage central, va atterrir sur une barge. Et la barge s'appelle, si je ne me trompe pas, Of course I love you, il me semble quelque chose comme ça.
They'll be executing a 3-burn maneuver to get them back to landing zones 1 and 2 and Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. You may have heard of landing zone 1. Landing zone 2 is an identical landing pad right next to it for Falcon Heavy landings. The center core will be going too fast to efficiently return it to Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. So we're going to use the autonomous spaceport drone ship to catch it about 300 miles off the Florida coast.
Voilà, qu'est-ce que je disais. Of course, I still love you. Voilà, c'est ça.
So, if all goes well after launch, we'll have 3 first stage cores back on Earth, 2 for the second time, and a wealth of data for perfecting airplane-like operation in the future.
Attention, fumée dessus, mais quoi, je m'en souviens. Oui, d'ailleurs. Donc la fumée qu'on peut voir, c'est tout à fait normal. Il faut savoir que les réservoirs sont sous pression. Et donc pour évacuer cette pression, et il y a des petites failles sur les étages. Il faut laisser fuir voilà, pour éviter que s'il y a trop de pression que ça explose. En gros, vu que là on ne se rend pas compte, hein, la fusée est extrêmement froide. Car le carburant est, comme je disais, sous pression. Et pendant que les molécules d'eau dans l'air touchent le lanceur, et ben ça forme de la vapeur d'eau. Voilà.
Ending by T-2 minutes. Now, in addition to loading propellant, the team is preparing to perform their final checks of the Merlin engines. We'll begin chill-in of the Merlin engine turbo pumps with liquid oxygen as typical at T-7 minutes like we do on Falcon 9 flights. We'll also be verifying valves and using the thrust vector control actuators to move the engines to verify the actuators are working
4 boosters, là il y a la Falcon Ultra Heavy à mon avis. Franchement, je pense pas. Enfin oui, je veux dire, je suis content si c'était possible. Mais voilà, déjà deux, on va déjà faire avec 2, c'est pas mal. Hein.
At the T-1 minute mark, the flight computers will go into startup mode. They'll be controlling the countdown on the Falcon Heavy. What's different in this flight? Engine ignition will begin at T-5 seconds on the 2 side boosters, followed 2 seconds later by the center core. Now we're continuing to watch
On est 127. Bonjour à
making
tous.
sure that the ground liftoff winds don't exceed the maximum. If they're looking good right now, we continue monitoring the upper altitude winds as reported by the balloons. But right now at T-10 minutes and 10 seconds and counting, the Falcon Heavy test flight is go.
Because the first flight of Falcon Heavy is a test mission, we do not have a customer spacecraft on board today. Instead, we put something a little special with SpaceX inside the fairing. Now, more often than not, on the first flight of a new rocket, engineers will choose to fly a mass simulator, which is basically a heavy object of some sort to simulate the dynamics of flying a payload, but with little consequence if the mission doesn't work out exactly as planned. And as many of you already know, we have opted to have a little fun with our mass simulator. Stacked inside the fairing is Elon's cherry red Tesla Roadster, and inside of it a passenger. His name is Starman, but don't worry, he's not human. But he is donning the SpaceX designed spacesuit that our human astronauts will be wearing on Crew Dragon. And if all goes well today, we hope to get some live views of it as it makes its way into space. Now, in addition to the Roadster, you might also catch a glimpse of a smaller passenger, which is a tiny little Hot Wheel Roadster carrying a tiny little Starman, which is a little Easter egg for today's mission, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But those are not the only payloads
les conditions sont bonnes.
Secured inside the Roadster is another really special passenger called an ARC. An ARC is a 5D
ouais, c'est bientôt en fait, c'est plutôt prévu.
Storage device, which is essentially a high-tech, high-data storage unit that can survive in the harsh environment of space. It's built by the ARC Mission Foundation, which is an organization whose purpose is to store libraries of human knowledge and data on these devices and send them off into space with interplanetary travelers, thus preserving human achievements well beyond Earth. On the ARC that's being launched today, the Foundation has stored Isaac Asimov's classic sci-fi series, The Foundation, which was the original inspiration for the ARC mission. And given that making humanity a multiplanetary species is the core purpose of SpaceX, launching an ARC on this mission just seemed fitting. And last but certainly not least, a little something special for our hard-working SpaceX team. Mounted on the payload attach fitting, with 6,000 of our SpaceX employees are engraved. The work that goes into deciding, building, testing, and launching a vehicle of this sort is no small feat. And we are super excited to be a part of the Roadster's billion-year journey through the solar system.
On t'entend pas assez. Normal, je parle pas énormément.
As Lauren just mentioned, if all goes well today, Falcon Heavy will put the Roadster on board into an Earth-Mars orbit around the Sun on a journey that could last for a billion years. Now, on a universal scale, this means that the Roadster will be tracing the shape of an ellipse with the Sun at one of its fixed points, or one of its foci. And we call this heliocentric because it is sun-centered. The outermost distance on that same ellipse will intersect the path that Mars takes while it is on its own journey around the sun. That's quite far away. That will reach a maximum distance from Earth of over 400 million kilometers. In Earth terms, that's about the same as a trip around the equator 10,000 times. During its journey, the Roadster will also reach a maximum velocity of nearly 40,000 kilometers per hour, or about 20 times faster than a speeding bullet. Now, as we said, it should stay up in orbit around the sun for about 1 billion years, and it's a very long, exciting road ahead. And we are thrilled to be able to take the first steps on that journey just 5 minutes from now.
Tant qu'il restera avant le décollage, c'est-à-dire 1 minute, je vais couper mon micro et je vais vous laisser apprécier ce décollage. Et moi, je ferai de même.
The SpaceX team continues to count down for launch of Falcon Heavy test flight. Now, once we light the engines, Falcon Heavy will check the power on all 27 Merlin engines, a critical period in the go-no-go for launch. It'll then command release from the ground hold downs.
Ah, en fait, j'ai pas dit bonjour à YouTube. Bonjour à vous, YouTube aussi. Car ceux-là, ils sont en rediffusion. Oula, par contre, ma voix, si elle fait de la merde, ça peut faire.
Once we get through this period, Falcon Heavy will throttle back up to full power on the side boosters. About half a minute later, we will again throttle down the 2 side boosters. This time we're decreasing the forces on the rocket structure. At this point in flight, the vehicle is much lighter, having burned off much of the propellant, but we are increasing thrust. 2.5 minutes into flight, we'll fully turn off the side boosters, an event called BECO. Booster engine
tout le monde a dû voir ça.
At this point, the pneumatic separation system on the center core will unlock the 2 side boosters and push them away. The side boosters will disconnect
Et je vous mettrai aussi le son à fond aussi.
Then milliseconds later from the bottom, so they'll actually rotate away from the center core slightly.
J'entends avec cette incapacité sur SpaceX. Bah il y a les SLS qui va arriver en 2020 normalement, qui sera plus puissant que Saturn V. Et je ferai tout pour être à Cap Canaveral le jour où, pour être au Kennedy Space Center le jour où le SLS va décoller. Bon, maintenant on peut encore attendre 1 heure. Non, là c'est sûr certain que ça va décoller. Sauf s'il y a un hold, c'est-à-dire un annulé. C'est-à-dire le vol qui est annulé, c'est déjà arrivé plusieurs fois. C'est pas toujours agréable de voir ça. Bah tout à l'heure vous étiez plus sur live, dis donc, et où elle fume beaucoup. Non, on va afficher parce que c'est marrant. Foxhole. Bah franchement, si on peut éviter un boom, il vaut mieux annuler tout de suite. Normalement, tout est bon là. Attendez, je vais mettre. Voilà. Toujours sympa d'entendre ça. Bah allez. Lève-toi là. Attends, juste que je... Oui. Attendez, je vais juste faire un truc qu'il faut pas... Vous devez pas voir pendant une seconde là, désolé.
PY lock slide, throttling to close up. PY lock slide complete.
2 petites secondes les amis.
Stage 2 TVC motions nominal.
Voilà, excusez-moi, je devais faire un tour personnel. Elle est récupérée à 100%. Non, juste les premiers étages. C'est-à-dire les boosters. Celui de gauche et celui de droite qui vont être récupérés, ainsi que le premier étage central. Voilà. Par contre, le second étage, je vais pas récupérer. La coiffe, s'ils y arrivent, peut-être.
Center core lock slide complete.
Oui, c'est normal, c'est noir.
Tarmac lower has ended, Starbucks at 88.2 degrees.
Attention, on y est bientôt là. Oh là là. Donc là on va attendre les 27 moteurs Merle 1D qui vont s'allumer, ça va être quelque chose de fou, ça va être un truc de fou. Et j'imagine même pas les gens qui sont sur place, comme Stardust, MXM, Wallan, Technique Spatiale, ils ont vraiment de la chance, quoi. Donc je vais blablater encore pendant peut-être une petite minute et après vous avez pu m'entendre. Et je pense que ça vous arrange aussi. Juste avant que je coupe le micro, regardez bien la barre en bas. Vous allez le voir. Ouais, c'est trop tard pour aller ici.
Stage 2 lock load complete. Falcon Heavy prop load is complete.
D'accord, donc de ce que j'ai compris, c'est que tout est bon dans les réservoirs. Donc tout est bon.
Falcon Heavy is on internal power.
Elle est prête.
Vehicles in self-align.
Ground gas close as it started.
Non, il est reparti.
Falcon Heavy gas loads are complete.
Oh là 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 là.
M1D fuel bleed complete.
Bon bah les gens, on se retrouvera pas le lancement. Profitez-en, franchement profitez du décollage, franchement profitez à fond. Allez, à tout à l'heure.
M1D engine chills complete.
AFTS is ready for launch.
Ground gas close as are complete.
Falcon Heavy is in startup. Stage 2 pressing for flight.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Launch director on countdown 1. SpaceX Falcon Heavy, go for launch.
Falcon Heavy is configured for flight.
T-minus 15, standby for terminal count. 10, 9, 8.
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Off. Go Falcon Heavy.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Pour l'instant tout marche. Tout est bon. Oh là là là.
30 seconds, if you can hear me over the cheering. Falcon Heavy heading to space on our test flight. Building on the history of Saturn V Apollo, returning pad 39A to interplanetary mission. We're getting ready to throttle down for max Q.
Oh là là, c'est magnifique. Donc là vous avez la fusée la plus puissante actuellement. Non.
You've heard the call out. Vehicle is supersonic.
Oh là là, je suis content que vous ayez pas. Oh là 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 là. Donc ça c'est la cam sur les boosters.
Side boosters are now
Non.
throttling back up to full power.
maximum dynamic pressure.
We're past max Q, the period of maximum loads on the vehicle. Next up, we'll be waiting for the side boosters to begin to throttle down prior to booster engine cutoff and separation 2.5 minutes into flight. GNC trajectory looks good on the Falcon Heavy.
Ok. Donc pour ceux qui arrivent à jouer à Kerbal, vous reconnaissez ce qu'il y a en bas à droite. Et ça c'est par exemple si le moteur s'atteigne, c'est la trajectoire en bleu, c'est la trajectoire qui
Reports show that the M1D engine performance is nominal.
Et je rappelle qu'il y a des termes dans la coiffe, on verra la pièce là.
Side boosters have begun to throttle down in preparation for the upcoming shutdown in 20 seconds.
Magnifique. Ok, bientôt l'extinction des moteurs des boosters.
Major event coming up with side booster shutdown and separation.
Inside shutdown. Side boosters. Deco.
Séparation des boosters. Parfait.
Center. S1 keeps going.
Là, ça fait des boosts de ball.
Booster, boost box started.
Successful separation. We're coming up on Miko and
Les moteurs sont éteints, donc c'est la séparation du premier étage. Séparation. Maintenant, on met du moteur. Maintenant.
Event recognition. This big burn looks good inside boosters. Back burn startup.
coming up on fairing separation.
Bientôt la séparation dans les coifs.
Center core, side engines.
Et je rappelle pour ce moment c'est Tesla. On est en train de terminer quoi. Donc Tesla. C'est incroyable. Oh là là.
Side booster, boost back, shutdown. Center core, boost back burn, shutdown.
Les points sont tout l'air de bien aller. Donc là, si je ne me trompe pas, à gauche c'est le booster gauche et à droite c'est le booster droit. Et en haut c'est vrai que le booster c'est une fois. Ok.
Wow. Wow, did you guys see that? That was awesome. That's the only thing I can really say right
absolutely now. Wild. Absolutely wild. I got nothing else.
Oh man. Recapping all the great things that you just saw there. Successful liftoff from the pad, successful stage separation, but before that successful booster separation, you can see stage one. The two side boosters, pardon me, you can see the center core and you can see MVAC lit up. Oh my gosh.
Then the beautiful shots of Starman chilling in the Tesla Roadster. Just absolutely incredible. On your screen at the moment, you've got a few things happening. On the upper right, you've got MVAC D continuing its burn. On the upper left, you have the center core headed back towards the autonomous spaceport drone ship. And in the two bottom screens, you've got the side boosters headed back towards Cap Canaveral Air Force Station, landing zones 1 and 2. The next step coming up for the side boosters and the center booster is the re-entry burn. That's going to slow it down from, or slow all the boosters down from way faster than the speed of sound to just faster than the speed of sound in order to reduce some of those aerodynamic forces and heating that occurs when you're moving that quickly through the atmosphere.
Un moment pour résumer le vol, magnifique. Ouais, moi aussi.
And as you can see on your screen, that re-entry burn for those two side boosters has begun.
Donc là, c'est le moteur qui s'allume pour tourner la roquette. Pour éviter que ça bloque.
Side boosters, entry burn, shutdown. Side core, entry burn,
Donc là, oui, c'est ça. On est à gauche.
The center core in the upper left of your screen performing its own re-entry burn. You can see the edge of Cap Canaveral in both of the side booster cameras as those are coming in.
Some PY and NY side boosters have saved.
Wow, c'est magnifique.
Center core entry burn shutdown.
And even though those look very similar, those two boosters views, those are actually representing different boosters. And they're heading towards Earth. They're about to begin their landing burns. We'll hopefully be able to bring you nice footage of that.
Both side boosters transonic.
And watch for the landing legs deploy at the tail end of that landing burn.
Oh là là, je laisse apprécier ça. Le moteur s'allume.
And that landing burn has started.
Oh mon dieu.
Looking to be on track towards their respective landing zones.
Have started. Side boosters landing legs are deployed.
And the Falcons have landed.
LZ1, LZ2, both side boosters on touchdown. Landing operators move on to 11.1
and Cape Canaveral Airport. And coming up very shortly, the Center Corps will be attempting its landing on the autonomous spaceport drone ship.
You may also be hearing the second engine cut off. Check on your screen. Sometimes this footage goes out when it approaches the drone ship and the heavy vibrations make it lose signal. We're crossing our fingers that's not the case right now.
Stage 2, nominal parking orbit insertion.
So it looks like that landing is happening at the moment. We have lost signal. We're hoping that signal comes back shortly.
Oh man, yeah, as Michael mentioned earlier with the vibrations of the rocket and how it shakes up the cameras that are on the drone ship, sometimes we do lose signal or shakes up the antennas.
Oh, and we've just gotten confirmation.
Oh. We're waiting to hear what happens, and so we're listening in, and we're still waiting to hear. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. You'll know. People are cheering, but we'll get the call and know hopefully very, very soon how that Center Corps is doing, whether it's standing up proud on that drone ship or not.
Meanwhile,
other two landings.
those were absolutely gorgeous. Meanwhile, the second stage is continuing its trajectory towards Mars. It's all looking good there. John, come give us a recap of the full mission.
He stands.
Well, if you could hear all that cheering, it was an outstanding test flight of the Falcon Heavy. Camera cycling right now. Live views coming down from low Earth orbit. The second stage successfully got there, and it got there as the culmination of a great Falcon Heavy test flight. We lit 27 engines, throttled the boosters up and down. We separated the side boosters. They came back spectacular, simultaneous landing. The Center Corps did its job. The second stage did it. Everything that you could want in a test flight, we got here. Now we're just looking for the icing on the cake to find out what happened on the drone ship. But all in all, an outstanding test flight for Falcon Heavy.
Wow, what an absolutely momentous occasion. Thank you so much to the range for contributing their expertise to today's launch, the FAA for the licenses to launch and land those boosters, as well as the rest of Falcon Heavy. And thank you to you, the viewers, for joining us for a really, really cool moment here.
And to find out what happened with the Center Corps and what's going on with Starman as he makes its journey through space and all of our other launches, you can visit us at SpaceX.com and follow us on social media, on LinkedIn and Twitter.
If you would like to join us on exciting projects like these, please visit SpaceX.com/careers. From the entire grateful team here, thank you again for joining us. We'll see you next time.
C'est ouf. J'ai pas les mots. Pour le 3e étage, je vais vous le dire. Oh, mais cette image. Oh, putain, magnifique. Même en France, c'est en tendance, quoi. C'est pour vous dire. Putain, c'est un truc de fou. Attendez, je vais vous le dire. Je sais pas ce qui se passe avec le premier étage là. L'étage central. Ok. Putain, c'est un truc de fou. Oh, j'en reviens toujours pas. Attendez, je vais peut-être aller voir ça. Attendez. J'ai pas envie que vous partez sans que vous voyez l'étage central quand même. Si même moi j'y arrive, faut que j'y arrive déjà. Oh là 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 là. Non mais attendez, cette image. Cette image. C'est pas possible, c'est incroyable. C'est incroyable. Je suis en train de rechercher apparemment ce booster principal. Mais de ce que j'ai pu comprendre, il s'est posé. C'est juste que, vu que c'est en plein milieu de l'Atlantique, pour aller directement voir le premier étage, c'est un peu compliqué. Mais de ce que j'ai compris, c'est posé. Putain, c'est ouf. Et je vous rappelle que la Tesla, là, c'est la voiture personnelle de Elon Musk. Donc c'est sa voiture qui se casse de la Terre. Voilà. Putain, c'est un truc de fou. Et même si l'étage central il s'est pas bien posé, ils ont quand même réussi à faire atterrir 2 boosters, quoi. Vous imaginez même pas à quel point c'est compliqué de faire ça. Rien que pour faire atterrir un seul étage, ils ont mis des années. Pour faire 2 en un lancement, et vous imaginez même pas. Genre pendant au moins, vous en entendez parler pendant au moins plus d'une semaine de ça, et c'est pas plus mal d'ailleurs. Oh, un truc de fou, c'est un truc de fou. Je regarde, par exemple, l'exemple de d'où ça vient. Ces mecs sont en train d'écrire l'histoire. Il a tout à fait raison. Non mais, qui un jour aurait cru voir ça? Non mais dites-moi. Sa voiture ne va pas aller sur Mars. Attendez. Je vais vous montrer ce que va faire la Tesla. Elle va faire ça. Voilà. Elle va faire ça à peu près. Voilà, vous avez vu. Non mais pour l'étage central, moi je suis confiant. De toute façon on le saura tôt ou tard, on le saura si c'est bien passé ou pas pour l'étage central. Mais moi je suis très très confiant. Au départ je n'étais pas du tout pour le premier pour l'étage central, mais là je le suis. Ah, c'est incroyable. Il est quelle heure? Ok, je vais bientôt arrêter le live. Ah évidemment le foot passe avant la FALCON HEAVY, c'est vrai, j'ai oublié. Allez voir un monde. Vous vous rendez compte? Le hashtag FALCON HEAVY est arrivé autant dans ce monde. C'est... Non mais attendez. Non mais... Donc panique, ne paniquez pas. J'adore SpaceX. Putain, c'est incroyable. C'est incroyable. Bah écoute, un plaisir, William Cramps. Putain. J'ai pas de mots. Franchement, j'ai pas les mots. Donc, déjà, je vais dire bonjour à YouTube. Enfin, rebonjour à YouTube. N'hésitez pas à... Bon, je parle à YouTube là. N'hésitez pas à mettre un like et à partager parce que franchement, ce que vous venez de voir, c'est oufissime. Dans l'histoire, on a jamais vu ça. 2 boosters, on va bientôt voir le 3ème, je pense. Atterrir, c'est incroyable, incroyable. C'est oufissime. Bon bah du coup on va se laisser là. Hein. On va se laisser là tranquillement et puis la rediff j'espère elle sera restée sur la chaîne. Au pire de toute façon je pense que je vais enregistrer le live là, on sait jamais. Et puis voilà. Bon bah les gens du coup on se quitte sur ce... attendez on va se quitter avec... On va pas se quitter sur de la merde non plus. Oh là là, mais c'était... C'est incroyable.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair, but her mommy is yelling no. And daddy has told her to go, but her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a sad thing for,
allez les gens,
but she's lived it 10 times or more.
Bye bye.
She could spit in the eyes of fools if they ask her to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the low man beating up the wrong guy. Is there life on Mars? It's on America's tortured brow Mickey Mouse has grown up a cow. Now the workers have struck for fame, 'cause Lennon's on sale again. See the mice in their million hordes, from Ibiza to the Norfolk Broads. Rule Britannia is out of bounds, to my mother, my dog and clowns. But the film is a sad thing for, 'cause I wrote it 10 times or more. It's about to be writ again, as I ask you to focus on